Welcome to Mr. Woods' Wonderful World of Art, and I'm Mr. Woods. And my little monsters at home, I'm going to show you how to create your very own spooktacular haunted house. Materials that you're going to need: drawing paper, you'll need a pencil, some type of eraser, ultra-fine Sharpie for outlining, a ruler for this project, and some colored pencils. So grab those materials and let's begin. First thing we do, we're going to fold this paper in half going both directions. So we roll it, fold starting with the middle, and then crease it down. And we're going to fold it the opposite direction so the folds cross over each other. So I like to roll the paper first, hold it, fold from the middle up, back down, and then crease it. Alright. Set it here. And I'm going to tape that down so it doesn't move on me. Now that the paper is secured to the table, I'm going to use a ruler. I'm going to take the straight edge right against the right edge of the paper. Hold down. Try to use 2 fingers and a thumb right in the center. Pressing with my fingertips. I'm going to start at the top, only holding the end of my pencil, letting the pencil make the mark. I'm going to make a very light line, probably hard for you to see it. And I'm going to do the same thing all the way around, creating a frame. And that's going to be the frame for our house. And this technique helps center the house and we'll end up with a nice peak for the roof. So now where the fold and the line that we just created crosses over each other, I like to put little dots at the left, right, and top only, not at the bottom. Line up my ruler and just connect the dot. And that's going to become the top of my house. There we go. Now we're ready to get started. We're going to have some fun. So we're going to go up, right on that fold from that top dot, up. And we're going to parallel our line here, parallel it with our roof line. But this time, we're going to go beyond the edge of our house a little bit. So our roof is going to overlap or hang over the edge of our house. And I'll do that on this other side here. A lot easier when I don't have the paper attached to the table, to my drawing table, so I can turn the paper instead of my wrist. Parallel it. Now I'm paralleling my ruler with the fold right through the middle. That horizontal fold, slide it down just slightly and put a stopping point for my roof. Starting at the top, I'm going to do a slight curve. That's my roof cap, and then I'm going to use kind of a zigzag line just to represent the shingles. Now I'll just try to do a mirror image on the other side. Now if you see this line going straight up and this line that's going across, remember I drew them very lightly, but I can see them. I'm going to place my ruler right against those 2 lines, and I'm going to use those as my guides to create a chimney. There we go. So now you can see it right there. And once I start drawing more and outlining, you'll be able to see more and more what's going on in this house. So using my ruler down at the bottom, I'm going to center it right in the middle and just use that as my guide. Again, just trace around that. That's going to become the door. And thinking of this as a haunted house, we want doors and windows with door frames and window frames. We want siding. We want at least 3 stories, if not 4, because it's an old mansion. We're looking at it as something that was really awesome years and years ago, and it's kind of, you know, nobody's lived in it for a while. It's run down, so it's going to give us that haunted vibe. And so I'm going to kind of make the front door large and ornate. And I'll come back to that here in just a little bit. But what I wanted to show is that's the top of my door, and I have windows on the left and the right side. And I'm not going to measure things out, but I do want that first level, the windows, to be even with that door. And then I'm just going to freehand. You can use a ruler for everything if you want to be that precise. I'm just going to go rather quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and just add a semicircle to the top of both of those, and then curve out my little deals on the sides here, just like so. Now I'm going to move up to the second floor. When I move up to the second floor, I want to use the edge of this window as a guide for the second floor, second story windows. And then I just run my ruler across so I get them straight or even with each other. And then let's put a window right in the middle as well. And I'm going to use the width of the door for that one. Right there. And we're going to leave those straight. Then I like to go up. We'll put another window right here, but what I like to do is I like to put a circle kind of attic window. Gives it that more kind of spooky feeling about it. And I divide it up. Just go with the old-fashioned kind of pizza slices. Move that piece over a little bit. Remember, draw light. You can always change, alter, and add, and it's easier to erase. Go straight across here. I could run a guideline across so all my windows will line up. I can visually see it, but if I wanted to, I could say, well, here's the bottom or the top of the bottom pane of window. And I could be very precise by doing this. Or you can just freehand it out. You have to remember, it's going to be a haunted house. It's going to be a house that's falling apart. So it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, we want it to look run down. So drawing it, you know, too perfect might take away from what the house would, you know, supposed to look like. And bring that over a little bit. I like to draw quick, get my ideas down, then come back in and solidify everything with a Sharpie or a black colored pencil, and then erase anything that, you know, I choose, like, oh, it wasn't quite what I wanted. You know, right there would be a good spot to have like a little skull. So I'll kind of get that in when I use my Sharpie marker. I'm going to place a big old door knocker right there. Move that in a little bit. And we need some kind of a lock, large door handle. Make that look like it's wood. Come up here, and then I'm going to add fish scale siding. All I'm doing is making a U and keeping that pattern where the next row, the U goes right into the middle of the U that's above it. But again, this is going to help, you know, make this house look like it was this awesome mansion back in the day. Then you can even do a creative writing story about your mansion. Why is it empty? Why is it haunted today? Now come across, start adding the wood siding. Again, don't worry about it being perfectly straight. Ooh. Now right here, I'm going to make this look like it's the foundation. I'll probably end up just covering it up anyway, but there it is to start. Put a cap on my chimney here, then fill in with some rock. I leave a little bit of room so it looks like it's grout in between each one. So it's all about the details. Once you start, you know, thinking about different details that you can add in there, the more interesting it's going to become. Come across here, instead of having that straight line, now I'm going to break it up, so I'm giving my siding that jagged look on the side, on the left side, and I'll do the same thing on the right over here. I'll finish these up. So these are going to become shutters. And I probably should put some shutters on the second story windows as well. So the shutters are kind of interesting. Then I'm going to start with a little bit of a background here in just a second. But again, think, what can you add that's going to really make your overall look of your, you know, haunted house so interesting? You don't have to have blood, guts, and gore to get this house looking like it's a haunted house. And this shutter right here, I'm going to angle it just like that. Look at that. Right there. Now it's just hanging there. Makes it a little more interesting. So I have a door frame, windows, window frames. I have 3 stories. Right there is the little fish scale siding. I have regular siding down here. This is going to be kind of the foundation. I have a chimney. Now let's continue to add. Right here, I'm going to go straight out. 2 lines. Then I'm going to curve them up. And then this is going to be kind of like a stovepipe coming out. And it's going to be a slight curve right here. Come up large. And then draw myself a line there. A little bit of a curve to make it look like it's that metal that's bent around. Oh, see, that adds to it. Come out here at the walkway. Make sure it gets a little wider, closer it comes toward you. And let's put a mailbox there, but let's beat that mailbox up. It's gotta look pretty rough. So first, get that upside down U. And the mailbox coming back this way. Slight gets closer. Those two lines. This line a little more angled. 3 lines down, 2, 1 more. Get some grass around it because it's been there. And let's open that door up. Curve it out. And then put a dent in it. What's nice about, or what's fun about drawing a haunted house, that your mistakes actually emphasize the way the house looks. So that's pretty cool. Here's the little. Now I'm just going to outline with an ultra fine tip Sharpie marker. I'm going to outline what I have, and then I'll come back in, add some details, make it a little more creative. I'm really excited about how my house is turning out. I didn't trace with the Sharpie down here because I'm going to add in some details of some tall grasses, some bushes, horizon line, some other things in the background here. And I'm going to start up here in the sky. I'm just going to trace this roll of tape right here, and I'm going to put a moon. You can do a crescent moon, you can do a full moon, whatever you want. I have that, and then I'm going to add some kind of smog-like clouds just going from the right to the left, and they should just be kind of long, skinny things. This will pick up over here. So now I'm going to come back in and just fill in with some details, have some fun, be creative, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to outline as well, and I might even just use the Sharpie to throw in the details to finish it out, erase, and I'll be ready for color. Hey, my little monsters. I'm so excited, so thrilled that you decided to join me right here in Mr. Woods' wonderful world of art to learn how to create this spooktacular haunted house. Now remember, you can use the same techniques that I showed you with the ruler, designing the house out to create any type of house. It doesn't have to be a haunted house. Also, check back my YouTube channel for more holiday arts and crafts. And remember, if anyone can do it, it's you.